That was gonna ring it. What I'll do is I'll go out the hallway, just chase my kids away. If they start getting feet.
Good morning, South Carolina. I'm Tammy Newman, the Director of Communications for the South Carolina High School League, and I'm joined this morning by our 4A finalist representatives from each team competing this Friday. Before you meet those individuals, we have some special remarks from Commissioner Dr. Jerome Singleton.
Thank you, Ms. Newman. Good morning, and congratulations on a great season. Hope you've had a lot of great, memorable experience during this season. As our ambassadors, we are counting on you to represent us well. Continue to be the best student athlete that you can be, both in your actions and your attitude. Enjoy the press conference and have a great championship game. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Singleton. Well, as promised, we have representatives from each of our 4A boys and girls team. So let's get started with those introductions. With us for 4A girls soccer, Eastside High School, we have Coach David Craig.
Good morning.
And with him, he has seniors Ella Rollins.
Hi.
And Natalie Yarum.
Hey.
All right. And from James Island, we have Coach Kim Cone. Oh, well, we'll come back to them. They were just on camera and they may be changing something else. So we'll come back to James Island. And representing our boys 4A soccer, we have Eastside versus North Augusta High School. From North Augusta High, we have Coach Michael Vaughn.
Good morning.
And with him, he has seniors Blake Miller and Bryson Fuss.
Good morning. Good morning.
All right. And our East Side boys, Coach Stephen Wood.
Good morning, everyone.
And with him, seniors Jack Redmond.
Good morning.
And Caleb Craig.
Good morning.
All right. I do not see that our ladies from James Island have been able to get back on, but I promise you they are there, they're present, so we will come back to them and have those introductions. For right now, we'll circle back to our boys and get started with coaches. I'm going to start with North Augusta. Coach Vaughn, can you share with us your record?
Yes, ma'am. We were 22-1 this year.
Oh, wow. Okay, great. And last year, well, excuse me, this year, you defeated last year's champion. How does that make you feel?
It made us feel great. It was obviously a goal of ours. We felt, we had some work to do after the defeat last year. So we were happy to get the job done. It was always one of our biggest goals, and we accomplished it.
All right. Thank you, Coach. And from Eastside Boys, Coach Wood, can you share with us your record?
Yes, ma'am. We were 19-2-1.
Okay, great. And what you're back again you're back this year to try for that gold. And can you tell me what did you work on the most this season to make it to finals?
I think this was my first year as a head coach here. So coming into the program, trying to work with the culture that was already here. Michael Martin, the coach before me, did a great job at having a strong culture here. So trying to continue that and trying to grow it just a little bit more that we need to get over the line in this next game. So that's been our goal this whole year, trying to take what we learned from last year and do it just a little bit better this year.
Okay, and you mentioned culture a couple of times. Can you share with us what you think is the momentum behind that culture or what the driving force is?
Really, I think it's just a group of guys that really enjoy each other. They love the game and they love each other. And it goes beyond just our school, our entire area around here. There's a lot of soccer players. These guys have close friends at the schools all around us. They get together and kick it around all the time. They play on club teams together. And I think it's the upstate soccer culture that helps our culture itself.
Okay, thank you so much. And let's see, representing our our 4A girls. Coach Craig, can you share with us your record?
17-4.
17-4. Can you reflect a little on the rise of the program in the last few years? You know, coming so close, but yet here you are, you know, you've made it to state. So can you share with us some of that?
Just from an Eastside girls soccer standpoint, if we go back to Andy Robinson, who was here when I was coaching the boys, you know, he set the precedent and set the bar really high with the girls. And then when I returned back to Eastside and took over the program 7 years ago, we kept going with the same mindset of, you know, we need to get to Columbia every year, and that's a team goal every year. Each player has the same individual goal for the entire group to get to Columbia because they know it's a group effort, and that's just an expectation here.
All right, thank you. And I see that we have James Island is back, so I'm going to give our coach, I'm going to do introductions. We have Coach Kim Cone, and with her, she has seniors Lily Ray, and also Kate Ross. Okay, ladies, well, you didn't miss much. We just did a round of questions for the coach. So it's your turn, Coach Cone. Can you share with us your record?
We lost you actually on that. Our service that seems to be struggling right now.
Okay, can you share with us your season record?
1-2.
Okay, 21-2?
19-1-2.
Oh, 19-1-2. Okay, all right. And so you're returning champs.
Yes, ma'am.
Correct. Okay, so what was your major takeaway from last year's win that you brought into the season this year?
Building a community within our team, building a family within our team. I think that was a key part of our success last year, is just the culture that we created, and we tried to do that again this year.
All right, thank you. And I'm going to give a question to Blake from North Augusta. Blake, at what point during this season did you know that this was a team that was talented enough to make it all the way to state?
Yeah, 1 second.
Okay.
Are they getting feedback?
Yeah. Okay.
We're good.
So basically from the start, I knew we had a lot of talent. Again, we lost a lot of seniors last year, unfortunately, but a lot of new seniors stepped up the job, and a lot of younger guys. We have a lot of freshmen that stepped up when we needed them most. And I knew that from the start of the season, if we played our game and stuck with our play style, that we could make it this far again and eventually hopefully win it.
Okay, and Blake, while I have you, share with us your plans after graduation.
I'm going to College of Charleston, and I'm majoring in pre-law.
Wonderful. Very proud of you, Blake. All right. Okay, and this next question we'll give to Caleb. Caleb from Eastside. You're representing your team today, which tells us that the coach has a ton of trust and respect in your leadership, and a lot of faith in you. Can you share with us what pushes you the most to be a team leader that he can count on and that your teammates can count on?
I would say the loss last year to James Island really pushed me this year to be a better teammate and leader, because I really don't want that to happen again.
All right, and can you share with us your plans after graduation?
I'm going to Greenville Tech, and I will be playing what's it called? I'll play another club season for Furman United, and then try to get more scholarships and stuff for soccer.
Okay, great. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And Ella from Eastside. As a senior, you've been part of the program, I'm assuming, for at least 4 years, 3 to 4 years, correct? How does it feel to be back at a shot, having a shot at the title?
It feels really exciting. I know freshman year we made state and we sadly lost in state, and then sophomore year was cut short, and I think sophomore year we had a really talented team and we had the opportunity to make state, but sadly since that was cut short, and then Junior year, we lost in Upper State, and I think this year has been a really great year with a bunch of new girls, and it's just a great way to end your senior year, and I'm really excited to go to state. So yes, it's been a really exciting journey, and I'm really excited for state, and yeah, it'll be super great.
And Natalie, Ella just mentioned that, last season was cut short. Can you tell us what you feel was the difference between last year and this year's team that pushed you over the edge and got you to the championship?
Yeah, honestly, I think it is that loss in Upper State that pushed us to get where we are now, because I know myself and everyone that was on the team last year, that wasn't going to happen to us again. So we kind of just kept that mindset of just pushing a little bit harder than we did last year, than we did the game before, and getting to Columbia.
All right. And while I have you, Ella, can you share with us your plans after graduation?
Right now, I'm going to Pepperdine University in California to major in business.
All right. And Natalie, what are your plans?
I'm going to University of South Carolina to major in fashion merchandising.
Oh, wow. Come see me. All right. We're going to move on to James Island. Kate, as a leader of the team, tell us what was one constant this season that Coach Cone put into place, but also something that you did routinely?
We just always played as a family and as a team, and instead of individuals, and just kept that team mindset that we had last season.
And can you share with us your future plans?
I'm going to University of Florida for communications.
Yes. All right. Great. I'm a chatty Kathy as well, so communications is my thing. And Lily, can you tell us, since you're back, you're returning champions, what do you think is going to be the biggest hurdle this weekend to win again?
Well, obviously, since we're the defending state champions, we have a target on our back. Everyone's coming after us this season. And I think if we just stick to how we play and we don't come out too confident and too cocky, then we can hopefully win back to back.
Okay. And can you share with us your plans after graduation?
I'm attending the College of Charleston, and I'm going to play soccer there, but I'm undecided in my major.
Okay, great. Well, congratulations on that.
Thank you.
And Bryson from North Augusta. Every team, has its ups and downs. Was there any adversity this year or obstacles that North Augusta faced making it this far in the season?
Yes, ma'am, there were some adversities. We lost a lot of seniors last year, but then once again, our underclassmen stepped up, and we did take a couple injuries in the playoffs, but we were able to keep working for each other and work for the players that were injured.
Okay, and if you don't mind, share with us your plans after graduation.
I'm going to attend USC Aiken and play soccer, and I'm going to major in political science.
All right, great. And Jack from Eastside. Last year, the team, you're a senior, so you're on the team last year. You made it to the semifinals. How did that feed into your desire to not only get to that same point, but to excel and make it to state?
Well, this is going to be my third state championship that I've been to in my high school career, and I've yet to take home a ring. And this year, I would just say that just to push and have another chance at winning it is, the biggest thing for me.
Okay. And what are your plans after graduation?
I'll be attending Wofford College to study biology.
All right. Okay, great. Thank you. And we're going to get back to some coaches' questions. Coach Craig, how important was having both so much, returning experience on the team, scheduling, you scheduled some tough out of region competition. How important was it for you guys to take the next step this year?
When you go through and if you schedule teams that aren't of the highest possible caliber outside of your region play, it's going to make life difficult when you get to the playoffs, because when you're playing Indian Land and you're playing Catawba, those two programs are absolutely phenomenal. I mean, Catawba knocked us out last year on a golden goal in the upper state final. And then this year we beat Catawba on Saturday, 2-1 in a very, very highly contested match. And then last night at Indian Land was also just a phenomenal soccer game, on both sides of the ball. And I told my girls, once we got down to 8 teams in the state, that any of those 8 teams were more than capable of winning the state championship at that point, because every single team in that group was just absolutely phenomenal. And to be left standing here to go toe to toe with James Island is going to be quite a game to watch.
All right, thank you. And this question is for Coach Cone. Did you have any surprises this year, whether it be from an opponent or one of your student athletes? It's someone that had that surprised you with their performance.
I thought Lucy Beckham, our game this past Saturday, this season, Lucy Beckham being only a school that came out, this is only like their second or third year of being a school. They've shown themselves to be a strong program. We went into 2 overtimes, PKs, and then another 6 PK till we finally got that game. So that was an opponent who's come out very strong this second year as program.
All right. And Coach Vaughn, last year, heartbreaking loss during the playoffs. Can you tell us what your message was and has been this whole season that has gotten you to this point?
Yeah, sure. So last year was my first year with the team, and there's a lot of culture building and team building, and I won't say it was a surprise to get that far, because that's always every team's goal. But I think just that pain and disappointment, on the underclassmen, but to see the pain on the seniors' faces, and just a constant reminder that, if you can avoid that at all costs, then that's what we're going to work for. We've got a culture, everybody's working for the seniors. Let them go out with that critical win that they deserve. They put the time in, they put the work in, and not just on the field, they're putting the work in off the field to help build that culture. So while last year it's disappointing and it was one of our prime motivators, I think everybody just truly enjoys the culture that we have built here, and that we will continue to build on moving forward.
And when you look at the beginning of the season compared to now, what do you think your team has improved the most on?
There's always the tactical side of the game, which, we have a lot of really good players, and it's, we have different clubs in our area, trying to get them together and play the same system, same style is always a challenge. We're right on the border with Georgia. Georgia started a month before us. So to get those early season games was a challenge, playing schools that have already, had many practices. Our first game, we had 2 practices, and we're playing a Georgia team that's had 4 games. So we knew right away things we needed to work on based on that. So the boys put the work in, and we just steadily progressed as the season went on. And, the boys, they set maybe their club styles or their personal styles aside, and everybody has really bought into the system that we try to play.
All right, thank you. And Coach Wood, looking over this season, all the opponents that you faced, is there one time or one instance that you think, I wish I could have a do-over on that?
I think it would certainly be the Catawba Ridge game, the very start of the Catawba Ridge game that we just played this weekend. The ref blew the whistle, and they basically came straight at us and scored a goal in the first 12 seconds. And we were just standing still. The 4th official that was standing next to me said, I hadn't even started my watch yet. And to be able to start games strong right at the beginning and go the whole time, we just had a little mental blip there, and they punished us for it. I'm proud of the boys for being able to circle back up and go fight through it. And we came back and won that game. But those little lapses of judgment that can really cost you when you get this late in the season, I'd love to have that back.
Well, that's a good memory to have going into this weekend's game.
Yes.
That once the whistle, the game has started. Ella, can you share with us something that you feel has been the most memorable part of the season this year?
I think every single day of practice is a memorable part of the season. Just the bond that our team has is something that I'll never forget and something that's really memorable. Like the stuff that we do after practice, we get food. For playoffs, we dyed our hair. We just do a lot of stuff together. So I think just spending like every day with some of my best friends is what I'm gonna take home the most from this season. So basically everything about it is memorable.
Okay. And Blake, what's been your most memorable moment this season?
Honestly, I think I would say for almost everybody, it was getting to play home throughout all of playoffs until now. That's we've never been able to do that, and we've honestly never really made it this far in playoffs until last year. So to be able to play home throughout until the Final Four was definitely a big deal for us, and like having all of our fans and support there was a huge deal for us.
Okay. And Bryson, Blake just mentioned being at home and having, so many fans there. What is your message to the North Augusta community?
I'm very appreciative for our fans. We had a huge turnout for all of our home games so far, especially the last game. We shattered our record for most people at a soccer game. And I'm just very appreciative for our fans and the culture that we've built here. They're very supportive.
All right, thank you. And Lily, can you share with us a message that you may have for the community and the student body and your fan base leading up to the championship?
Our fan base throughout playoffs has really come out to support. I mean, yesterday we created a theme. We did a blackout theme. Everyone participated. We had like the most fans we've had all season. Loud, like having fans that are loud and supportive, like kind of gets in the other team's head. So I was really impressed with how many people came. I'm really grateful for them.
Thank you. Jack, you're a senior. This week will be, your last high school game. You're a team leader. Share with us, you don't have to tell us the whole message, but part of the message that you're going to give your team before reaching the field.
For me, this is it, and I'm going to tell them the same thing. We've made it this far, and there's nothing else after this point. So going into this weekend with a positive mentality and just having confidence in my boys and knowing that they're going to be there for me, I'm going to let them know that I'm going to be there for them and just working together. It's going to be the most important thing.
Okay. Natalie, what will you share with the team?
Honestly, kind of the same thing. Just let them know, like, we've come this far and we're going to play our game. And for us, for the seniors, for everyone that came before them, like, this is what this season has meant, is this game right here. So leave everything on the line. Our whole season, we've really embodied the phrase, no what ifs. And I'm just going to tell them, like, no what ifs. Just play your game, leave it all on the field and compete.
All right. Thank you. Caleb, share with us something that Coach Wood has done or said this season that has stuck with you and helps motivate you.
He's really pointed out to me that my leadership on the team has really helped the team like play better, and just like honestly, it's just that it's him like pointing out that like I don't have to be too hard on myself all the time, and I can just go out there and have fun.
All right, thank you. And Coach Vaughn, do you have any, is there a particular, like what I say, an unsung hero on the team this year?
Yeah, that's tough. I don't want to say Bryson, because on one hand, I expect him to be the leader that he is, that he needs to be, but the way he has come through for us on and off the field has exceeded what I would normally expect from a captain. The boys look up to him. He's inspirational to them. He'll put his he'll put his head where most people won't put their foot for the team. And I don't know people realize the extent that he will go to help his team and his teammates and his coach. So I would say that's an unsung hero of sorts, because he's far exceeded what I would have expected him to do this season, especially after last season's disappointment.
Okay, thank you. And Coach Craig, same question. Do you have an unsung hero on the team this year?
With our mindset, and it's not about me. We started that 7 years ago just to kind of get everybody on the same page that, you can be the best player you can be, but why are you being the best player you can be? So from that standpoint, we carry 24 kids on varsity this year, and every single player brings something to the table. So from an unsung hero standpoint, I can't and I won't just single out an individual. I'll leave those for our all-state committees and north-south committees and Clash of the Carolinas committees to let those people sort that out. Just because if you go through from my standpoint and you start singling people out and saying, hey, this is our best player and this is our best underrated player and this, that, and the other, you're going to sow division within the team because somebody's not going to be happy. And that's the mindset I have. And it comes from me, and ultimately it comes from God, because none of this is about me. So.
All right, thank you. And before we wrap things up, we're going to give our coaches the opportunity to speak on their opponent. So I will start with Coach Cone. Can you share with us your thoughts about your opponents coming up this Friday, Eastside?
Eastside's proven themselves to be a talented squad. I mean, they took down both Indian Land and Catawba Ridge just this past couple days. They're definitely a team that's been a top program in 4A for the last few years, and we're excited to see them on Friday night.
All right, thank you, Coach Cone. And same question, Coach Craig, can you share with us your thoughts on James Island?
When you hear James Island, you think 4A lower state girls soccer. I mean, that's the first team that comes to mind. And like Coach said, with Lucy Beckham coming on the scene now they're going to have a little bit more of a fight down there, like we have up here with Indian Land and Catawba. And I'm really looking forward to seeing these two teams get out there on the field on Friday and get at it. So it's going to be a fun game.
All right, thank you. And Coach Wood, can you share your thoughts on your matchup with North Augusta?
Yes, having watched some of their games already, I know Coach Vaughn's done a great job of getting them organized. They hold their shape well. They look extremely fast. From the things I've seen, they look like a similar team to us, which should create an exciting, fast-paced game. I'm looking forward to that. It seems like we have similar teams right now.
All right, thank you. And Coach Vaughn, can you give us your overview of Eastside?
Yes, ma'am. I know the pool of players from club soccer that these schools up there pull from. It's going to be quality soccer. Again, to coaches' thought, well organized, probably very team oriented. Very quick play, very possession based, the kind of games that I enjoy coaching in. I enjoy watching. I appreciate the quality that Eastside has, and I'm looking forward to seeing how we measure up. It's going to be a big task. These guys have been here many times, and I know that they are primed to finally get over that hump that they said. And while I appreciate that. I'm confident that we're going to give them a game.
All right. Thank you. Very flattering comments from all coaches about their opponents. So we love to see that type of sportsmanship. And we'd like to remind our viewers that if you missed the beginning of this press conference or the earlier press conference with our 3A competitors, it will still be in our archives on Facebook Live, the High School League's Facebook Live, so you can go back and rewatch that. Also, just a reminder that The 4A matchup will start this Friday at Irmo High School in Irmo, South Carolina at 5:30. Our girls will kick off at 5:30 with the boys 25 minutes after the award ceremony for the girls competition. So keep that in mind. We'll also have all matches. If you're not able to make it to the Columbia area to see these in person, it will be available on NFHS Network. So if you have questions or anything, any questions about what's going on with soccer this weekend, times, information, visit schsl.org. Everything is there. Tickets are available at gofan.co. That's gofan.co. Get your tickets now. I want to thank all of our guests for joining us, taking time out to share with us their thoughts on last year, this year, and their future. And also, we could not be here without our sponsors of Wilson, as well as the Lexington Medical Center. So thank you all. And we hope to see you on Friday. Have a great day.